Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a hidden arms race and a revolutionary defense system that honestly sounds like it was ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Right, so let's just jump into it. To even get our heads around this defense system, you first have to understand the absolutely incredible threat that made someone build it in the first place. We're not talking about a faster jet here. We're talking about a craft that seems to play by a completely different set of rules.
So according to the source material, what you're looking at is a kind of forensic audit of America's most advanced and most secret black-budget aircraft. This thing, the TR-3B, poses what you might call an existential threat to any conventional military on Earth.
And they call it a ghost for a very, very good reason. The source claims the TR-3B isn't just an airplane. It's a platform that treats the fabric of space-time as, just a little obstacle, something to be bent and manipulated.
I mean, just look at these capabilities. They combine to create something that's, well, basically untouchable. An 89% mass reduction, that means it can pull off turns at speeds that would literally crush any human pilot and tear a normal jet apart. And silent flight at over Mach 10, you would never, ever hear it coming. It's a weapon that is pretty much impervious to any defense system we know of.
And this is the core of its whole ghost trick. See, a normal jet has to violently smash its way through the air, right? That's what creates a sonic boom. But the TR-3B, it creates this bubble of plasma around itself and just slips through the atmosphere. It doesn't break the sound barrier, it just sidesteps it entirely.
So you can imagine, for a country like Russia, this presented a fundamental crisis. All those billions they poured into advanced radar systems, into surface-to-air missiles, potentially obsolete overnight? I mean, how do you defend your airspace against a target you literally can't see, can't catch, and can't shoot down?
The answer, according to the source, wasn't to try and build a faster missile or a more sensitive radar. No. The answer was to throw the entire rulebook out the window and completely rethink what defense even means.
So, instead of trying to chase this ghost, Russia allegedly turned to the, let's say, suppressed science of Nikola Tesla for an answer. And that answer was a defensive energy field they call the Kupol system, which means dome.
Okay, this is where things get really wild. The system doesn't use normal waves like radio or radar. The source claims it's weaponizing the very fabric of reality itself, the vacuum of space-time, to both see and destroy anything that comes into it. It's a whole different kind of physics.
This comparison really gets to the heart of it. It shows a completely different philosophy, right? The US strategy is all about building the perfect uncatchable sword. But the Russian counter-strategy, it's not about chasing the sword. It's about turning your own airspace into a place that is instantly lethal for any sword that dares to enter. It's not a weapon that chases, it's a trap that waits. A solid-state mousetrap.
And now we get to the nuts and bolts. This isn't just a single event. It's a fully automated 4-stage kill sequence that is said to happen faster than a human being can even blink. So picture these giant, sort of brutalist-looking antennas. But they're not broadcasting radio signals. They are constantly pulsing these invisible scalar waves up into the sky, scanning the unique atomic structure of literally any object that flies through them.
And this is why it's a solid-state mousetrap. It's just always on. First, it pings the sky. Second, it interrogates the atomic fingerprint of whatever it finds. Is it a civilian airliner, a Russian fighter jet? If that signature isn't on its approved whitelist, it's instantly flagged as hostile. Then, bang, 2 high-power beams are fired to intersect at the target's precise coordinates. And where those 2 invisible beams cross, they interfere and bloom into a massive, impenetrable wall of superheated plasma that appears out of nowhere.
And this is the genius and the fatal twist in this whole technological Cold War. The very thing that makes the American craft so unstoppable is the exact thing that makes it completely vulnerable to this one specific type of defense.
Remember that plasma bubble? The one the TR-3B uses to be silent and invisible to radar? Well, to a scalar sensor, that plasma field isn't invisible at all. It's an unbelievably distinct high-energy signature. Against the normal background of space, it stands out like a giant searchlight in the dark. It's a bullseye.
So in the end, the craft's greatest defense becomes the very beacon that ensures its destruction. A TR-3B flies into this protected airspace and suddenly hits that wall of plasma at over 7,000 miles per hour. The impact just instantly vaporizes the craft or shatters it into a million pieces. The hunter becomes the hunted, and not a single missile was ever fired. It's a pretty sobering thought, isn't it? How one single breakthrough can completely flip the entire board.